And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day here at noon Eastern, twitch.tv/Takes by Fans, or check out our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We're there. We upload our episodes there daily, along with some, clips, shorter clips there. Go watch there. And we are on podcasting apps. Just look up Takes by Fans. So, however you want to watch or listen, we are here every single day. Watch live, watch later, watch, a week from today. You can't make any money if you watch, a week later, but hey, you still get the content, and that's what we're doing here. We're making content. Alrighty, today is Sunday. We are 59 minutes out from a great week 13 of NFL action coming up. Full slate, 1s, 4s, 8 o'clock, and then we got some Mondays this week, and then do we have a Tuesday? I think we do have a Tuesday this week. So buckle in. 3 straight days of great football. I mean, that Tuesday game is going to be great. We got Ravens and Cowboys, going to be a great one. So we're going to give our final thoughts, our predictions, last second best bets on the week 13. We'll recap what our actual bets are. We'll talk about it, see if any lines have changed, anything like that. We'll confirm who's in, who's out, what's going to happen. So this is your best bet to get all your information for the last 59 minutes before the kickoff. So without further ado, let's jump into a couple of quick stories before we start breaking down what we got today. Alrighty, there was one positive COVID test today, but don't worry, all the games are still going to be played as scheduled, nothing big. This is the one player that did get COVID. Bengals placed defensive end Amani Bledsoe on the reserve COVID-19 list, but he was the only one that tested positive. So unfortunate for him. We wish him a speedy recovery, but all games are good to go. The Bengals are still playing today. The Dolphins. Bengals Dolphins is still being played, even though this man's got COVID. Alrighty, and then Lamar Jackson, he's expected to come off the COVID-19 list today, so he's going to be good to start on Tuesday against Dallas. Now Dallas is going to 100% lose that game. If Lamar Jackson's starting, that's all they need. They're getting basically everybody back, and Dallas is just so trash, folks. We know this, so not looking good for the Cowboys. They are going to get destroyed by a revengeful Ravens team. Oh boy, going to be a blowout. Alrighty, and then Drew Brees, all right, he's coming back a little bit faster than I predicted. He was on IR. He's only going to stand there for 3 weeks, and he's going to be he's on track to play next week. Wild. So Drew Brees is, quote, on track to play as early as next week. They're kind of already saying he's going to be the starter when they face the Chiefs next week, which is, a little crazy. I thought they would probably sit him out for, a couple more weeks just to make sure he's really healthy for that playoff run, because Taysom Hill, he's looking okay. Last week was not very good. His first game, he looked very good. Second game didn't look too great, but still got the win. So I don't really see the rush of bringing Drew Brees back. The Saints already have the number 1 seed in the NFC. So they get the first round bye if they continue to win. And I think Taysom Hill still gives you a decent chance to win. Plus, this Saints offense can help out Taysom Hill as well. So I don't know if they're going to rush Drew Brees back. Maybe they're kind of waiting to see what Taysom Hill does this week. If Taysom Hill looks real good, maybe they kind of hold off. But if they lose, then they know. If they lose this week, then they know that they have to get Drew Brees back in there so they can secure that number 1 spot in the NFC to get the week 1 bye. So we'll keep an eye on this, but probably expect Drew Brees to start next week. Wild. All right, Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers likely needs surgery after the season to repair a plantar plate rupture. Now, we talked about this a little earlier in the week where it looked like he didn't practice on Wednesday because of a foot issue, and this is now the foot issue that we need to be concerned with. Phillip Rivers, they have to repair a plantar plate rupture that's in the foot. So it obviously isn't bothering him too much. He is going to need surgery at the end of the season to repair it, but he's still powering through it. But, we have to – I'm not going to buy an injured Phillip Rivers. I actually never buy a fully healthy Phillip Rivers because he's lazy in the big games, folks. We see it time and time again. This man gets lazy sometimes, so he doesn't fix that. Now he's injured. A game's going bad. His foot's injured. He's going to be, slinging it around even more last lackadaisical than he already does. So we are selling 100% now. If you had any Colts stock left over, I would sell it right now. This man's already a little injured. The foot is a big injury at the quarterback position. You have to generate a lot of power from your feet, from your legs. You got to drop back, a ton of times. You got people, around your legs trying to take you down, on every single play. So we are 1,000% now off of this Colts team with this little injury Philip Rivers is playing through. But it's not going to be good for him. I expect bad games in his future, folks. Not good. Alrighty, in this one, I saw this one. When did I see this one? December 4th, so a couple of days ago, and I think I forgot to bring it up on the show. But this is a local news station where we Takes by Fans is based out of, and we are in Bills country. And they come up with this article and headline: "The Art of the Trick Play and Why the Bills Love Them." The Bills love the trick play because they can't rely on Josh Allen to go and consistently get you yards through the air or through his legs. That's why they run the trick plays. I mean, folks, that's why they run the trick plays. And this article's making it to be out like a good thing, and it's not a good thing because they do not trust Josh Allen. So they're running trick plays because they don't trust the quarterback that every Bills fan thinks is, the next future of this Bills team. I think he's a very good quarterback. He's decent. He's probably should be a starter in the league. I don't think I'm doubting that, but we see it consistently time and time again. He's making mistakes. I mean, folks, last week, the Bills as a team, they turned the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter, and Josh Allen was responsible for 2 of them himself, interception and a fumble. So yes, the Bills love trick plays because they have a wild quarterback that will turn it over at the worst possible times. The Bills are kind of lucky they were facing the Chargers last week, or they would have lost the game. If you turn the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter, I don't care what team you are, you should lose the game. And the Bills were just lucky. They had the best team to throw to turn the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter against, which is the Chargers, because they can't win a close game to save their lives. So Bills got a little bit of luck there. So yes, the Bills love the trick plays, but it's not for all these reasons that they post in this article, folks. It's because they do not trust Josh Allen, and I wouldn't either. And this goes back, I will bring it up every time. Every time we talk about this, I will bring it up. Go back to last year in the playoff game against the Texans. What did they do on the first drive? A lot of misdirection. Josh Allen caught a pass. He was running the ball all on that first drive against the Texans last year because they did not trust Josh Allen to move the ball through the air. He put up no touchdowns himself. If he had a receiving touchdown, that's different. He had no passing, or I don't think he had rushing touchdowns in that playoff game against the Texans last year. Oh, folks. Trick plays are not good. You don't run trick plays because, you trust your teammates. If you have good weapons, you don't need to run a trick play. You run a trick play because you can't move the ball any other way. So you think you have to try to trick the other team into getting yards instead of just going to your weapons. All right, and then our last story, once again, kind of vindicating us a little bit. Eagles, Doug Peterson, and Chargers, Anthony Lynn, among coaches on the hot seat, according to Ian Rappaport, verified NFL insider. So we were right on Anthony Lynn. We've been saying this for probably the last 3 weeks. Anthony Lynn has to go, and it's nothing personal. It's just they're losing the close games, and they've got talent, folks. This Chargers roster was kind of ready to win now the last 2 years, and they haven't. We blamed it on Philip Rivers last year, and the problems are still continuing. Now, I understand you have a rookie quarterback, but this rookie quarterback is very good, and this play calling is not supporting his talent. And they blow the leads. What's the one constant while this Chargers team is blowing leads? It's Anthony Lynn's the head coach. So it's unfortunate, but I do think the Chargers need to fire this man. Now, as Doug Peterson goes, Ian Rappaport must have saw the quote that we brought up, a couple days ago on the show, where Doug Peterson came out and said that they were collaboratively calling plays offensively. And you know what other team said that? The New York Jets with Adam Gase. So that's not a good sign. You do not want to be compared to anything Adam Gase does, and they're doing it the same thing that the Jets are doing in Philadelphia. So, we were trying, we here at Takes by Fans, we were trying to give Doug Peterson one more year. But, Ian Rappaport says he's on the hot seat. I think they move off of Carson Wentz before they move off of Doug Peterson. I mean, they basically worship Nick Foles for a year. They did get rid of Nick Foles, but that's the obvious thing to do. Now with what Carson Wentz is doing this season, I think they get rid of him before Doug Peterson. But, he is on the hot seat, and rightfully so. I mean, this Eagles team is so trash, but I think it's Carson Wentz who's turning the ball over. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this Eagles Doug Peterson, but I definitely agree with Chargers Anthony Lynn, and we are a little vindicated of what we've been saying. Alrighty, those are all the stories we just needed to get out of the way before we start talking about Week 13, and now we are officially 50 minutes away from kickoff. So let's refresh these lines, and then we'll go through game by game, our final thoughts, predictions. We'll see if these lines have changed. Let's quickly refresh what our official picks are this week. If you ever have, a question, who did Takes by Fans take this week, or who did they take today in today's games, you can go to our website, takesbyfans.com, go to the daily picks, and then click on today's day, and you'll get all of our picks. So our three locks are Packers -8.5, Seahawks -10, and Titans -5.5. And our 99% guarantees are Colts -3.5, Dolphins -11.5, and Cardinals +2.5. So let's see if we locked in good value. We're officially locking in these picks, these numbers. We'll see if anything's changed. So here we go. These lines are up to the date, folks. Just refreshed them. We are good to go. So here we go. We'll start at the top and go all the way down until kickoff. So here we go. Raiders, Jets. Raiders are still -8 favorites. That's fine. This Jets team is absolutely garbage. They can't do anything. Even at home, they can't do anything. Now, this Raiders defense isn't as good as the Dolphins defense was last week, so expect the Jets maybe to put up 6 points instead of 3 points, maybe. We'll see what this Raiders team does offensively. They've kind of had some games where they faced a little bit of lower competition, a little bit of the bottom half of the league, and they put up like 17, 20, 14 points. So they do have some trouble scoring sometimes. So I definitely advise to stay away from this game because we don't really know what this Raiders team is. We wanted to buy them, but then they lost to the Chiefs again, and then they lose last week to the Falcons, got blown out. So we're really not sure what we're going to get from this this Raiders team. And this is what they did last season. I think they lost their last 6 games of the season after starting pretty good, like what they did this year. So we're not really sure what to do with this Raiders team. Yes, the Jets are trash, but they are at home and they are getting 8 points. And I do kind of like that a little bit, but I also liked the Jets over 7 or 9.5 points in the first half last week, and they put up 3 for the entire game. So we do know that this Jets team cannot score. They cannot call plays. They're not good offensively. They got no weapons. Their quarterback's not even that good because you've got Adam Gase calling garbage plays and everybody else chiming in with garbage plays. So it's really dysfunctional over there in New York. Raiders, their organization is definitely more cleaned up than the Jets are. I don't know, man. Are the Jets going to go 0-16? I mean, teams rarely do that. That's why it's only happened once, maybe twice. It may have happened twice. Definitely happened once. But I wouldn't even trust Adam Gase with 8 points either. So I'm going to stay away from this game. Don't know what Raiders offense we're going to get. Are they going to get the explosive Derek Carr? Or are they just going to get the ground pound with Josh Jacobs going wild on him? So not sure. Actually, I don't know if Josh Jacobs is actually playing this week either. Let me search this real quick. I did think I see that he may be out this week. Let's get this real quick, then we'll move on. If we can't find it quick, we'll also move on. All right, let's see. Yeah, he is out. Not good for the Raiders, so I would definitely kind of stay away from the game overall. Not trusting Adam Gase with 8 points, and not trusting this Raiders offense, especially without Josh Jacobs, to cover 8 points either. So I definitely stay away from it. And I don't think we get any good value here with the points by a team in the first half. That's probably my go-to prop bet. Points by a team in the first half. Usually you can get some good value here. Jets over 9.5. They were over 9.5 last week. They put up 3. I wouldn't do it again this week. And Raiders are over 13.5. You try to catch the 2 touchdowns, but still we are not sure what this Raiders offense is. It's hard to tell. It's really different every single week. Where we know when we know what Seattle does offensively every single week, we know what the Packers are going to do every single week. So this Raiders team, we still can't identify it, unfortunately. So I just definitely advise to stay away from this game. It just came down. Oh my God, look at this. We literally just refreshed it and it's coming down. So people are taking the Jets plus the points, folks. I think this actually started at Raiders minus 8.5 and now it's minus 7.5. So a full point swing, and a lot of people are laying money Jets last minute plus the points. So interesting. I kind of agree a little bit. Alrighty, here we go. Lions and Bears, and I mean, Mitch Trubisky is starting for the Bears this week, so I mean, they probably win because they're facing Detroit, but this man's still not going to be good, and we're still not going to buy Chicago for beating Detroit. Congratulations. Detroit is once again without Kenny Galladay and DeAndre Swift. They're two offensive powerhouses, so what is Matthew Stafford going to do? Oh, and by the way, the Lions don't have a coach. Now, this is not good. I think not having a coach helped Houston, and I think it helped Atlanta as well, but this Detroit Lions team, I don't think it's going to help them at all. I don't think there's going to be anybody on this Lions team that can really kind of fill, a leadership role. I mean, Matt Patricia, it didn't seem like he had this team kind of under his control, so I don't know if anybody on this Lions team can do that. They may be feeling a little free that Matt Patricia's gone. I don't know if anybody really liked him in Detroit. I don't know. I never looked into it, but I would not take the Lions here, and I would not take Chicago. Once again, I probably stay away from this game. These are two trash teams, folks. Detroit just fired their head coach, and the Bears are trying to figure out something to do with their quarterbacks. I mean, they're scheming. How do we win games without giving the ball to the quarterback? They thought they could get some good notes from Denver last week, but they only put up 3 points and looked awful without a quarterback. So they're like, we can't go that route. Let's just put Mitch Trubisky in again. Let's get this season over with and go forward with our quarterback future next year. But stay away from this one. Lions are trash. Bears are trash. The only green flag for the Bears team is that they're at home and they're finally not on primetime TV. I mean, it seems like every single week this Bears team is either playing the Sunday night game or the Monday night game or the Thursday night game. They're always on primetime television. For what reason? They're absolutely trashed. So they don't have that pressure of being on primetime TV. That's definitely going to help Mitch Trubisky a lot. They're at home, 1 o'clock slot, early slated game against the Lions, who just fired their head coach and who has no offensive pieces. So maybe I actually do like the Bears -3, and let's swallow the 3 points here. Let's just trust that this Detroit Lions team is going to be flat offensively without all their pieces. There's going to be no kind of real, I don't know, how do I put this, real kind of accountability in the Detroit locker room because there is no current head coach. You have an interim head coach, but that's the substitute teacher, folks, that I keep bringing up. That first game you can get away with a lot because that's, the substitute teacher's first day, but they'll start to clean it up a little bit as, the rest of the season goes forward. But all right, let's see what these points by team in the first halves are. We got Lions over 9.5. Now, the Lions are actually pretty good in the first quarter. They usually kind of always score kind of a touchdown on their either first or second possession. They are kind of good on the scripted plays, but once again, this Detroit Lions offense is depleted, folks. Their number one wide receiver is gone, and Kenny Galladay and DeAndre Swift, who is going to be their premier running back come next season, he's out as well. Now, Adrian Peterson can definitely take the workload. Obviously, we saw it on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, the man absolutely ate in the first quarter. Then they got down a lot and they had to abandon the run game, but they were still making it work with AP. And then the Bears over 10.5. Maybe I like this one. I think I like this Bears over 10.5 better than the Lions over 9.5 in the first half. You get a turnover by Detroit. I mean, this Chicago Bears defense got absolutely smacked in the mouth on primetime TV. So expect this Bears defense to really step it up. And once again, Detroit depleted offensively. So I think I do like this Bears over 10.5 points in the first half. Expect this Bears defense to get some good field position for their offense. And Mitch Trubisky can take advantage of short fields. It's one of the things he does best, and kind of the only reason why he kind of still has a job here in the NFL. So we'll endorse Bears over 10.5 in the first half, and I think I'm going to endorse Bears -3. I think I've talked myself into it, folks. I talked myself into it, so we will endorse Bears -3. And this game just kind of disappeared. Where the heck did that go? They just changed it. All right. Alrighty, here we go. Let's just continue on, and here we go. Oh my goodness, this spread has changed. All right, Browns Titans. The new spread is Titans -4, and we locked this in at Titans -5.5 on Friday. So a huge drop in this line, and perfect. It's in our favor, in our direction, because we like the Titans a lot this game. Love the Titans here. This Browns team, I think, is going to get exposed this week. Now, this Browns offense is good besides Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield's going on the road against one of the premier teams in the league. I mean, this Tennessee Titans team is the real deal, folks. They're probably the most consistent team I've ever seen this season. So, love what they do offensively, love what the Titans do defensively as well. But we just cannot trust Baker Mayfield. This man cannot get it done. If they're going to ask him to be, the reason why they win this game, they're going to lose. So if this Titans team can get out to an early lead, the Browns are doomed because Baker Mayfield is going to have to start passing a lot more. And when he passes a lot more, he throws the interceptions. The turnover is not good. This Titans defense has really actually been getting better these last 2-3 weeks, looking really good. Didn't let the Baltimore Ravens go wild on them. Absolutely fantastic. And they're at home this week against the Browns. So love the Titans here. We are going to swallow the 4 points or 5.5, whatever you locked it in. Expect Derrick Henry's a monster, folks. I mean, Cleveland, yes, their running game is good, but this Tennessee Titans running game is a lot different than the Browns. Browns do it by committee. Titans just do it by one guy. And then, when he's just pounding you in the mouth every single run, up the middle, 3 yards, up the middle, 4 yards, that's when they break out Ryan Tannehill off the play action, roll him out, then they take their deep shots. So this Browns defense is definitely going to struggle this week, I think. I think the Browns get exposed offensively. I truly think that this is a blowout, folks. I'm talking Titans by like 10 to 14 points win there. This is going to be a dominant win for the Titans at home. Feeling good, coming off of a huge win last week. Derrick Henry's playing out of his mind. Ryan Tannehill is being an above-average game manager, which is working fantastically, while Baker Mayfield is just a game manager. We've got Ryan Tannehill above Baker Mayfield, folks. I think Baker Mayfield's going to get exposed this week. That's all it's going to come down to. The Browns are going to start passing the ball a little bit more this game, and it's going to hurt him because Baker is going to get picked off. So he's got pressure up front by the Titans defensive line, and then the Titans defensive backs are pretty good as well. They're getting better ever since that trade deadline where they cut their best corner, Jonathan Joseph, I believe. They've been getting a lot better. So love what this Titans team is doing offensively and defensively. Cleveland on the road. I mean, this Browns team has faced nobody this season, folks. They face nobody. Let's just go right into it. I'll search it up. Let's look at this Cleveland Browns schedule so far through these 13 weeks. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right. Week 1, they had the Ravens, got absolutely blown out. Then they had the Bengals, once again, absolutely. They beat the Bengals. Congrats, you beat the Bengals. They beat Washington. They beat Dallas. All right, you beat the NFC East. Congratulations. They beat the Colts. Are not a good team. I don't think the Colts are a good team anyway, so I don't respect this win that much. All right, now their first real opponent here. Look at this. The Steelers got blown out 38-7. Look at this. The Ravens got blown out 38-6. So in their own division, getting blown out. The top tier teams getting blown out. Once again, they beat the Bengals. Congratulations. They put up 6 points against the Raiders. Not good. They put up 10 points against the Texans. Now, that was the monsoon game, so I get it. But the Texans aren't good. The Eagles aren't good. They let Carson Wentz put up 17 points. Not good. On the road. Carson Wentz went into the Cleveland and put up 17 points. That's not a good team, folks. They barely won against the Jaguars with Mike Glennon. I mean, folks, this Browns team, they faced nobody this year. I mean, yes, I do like what they're doing offensively for Cleveland, but you still got Baker Mayfield at quarterback, so it's not that great. So absolutely love Titans -4 here. This is a lock, folks. They are going to win and win by a lot. Alrighty, let's move on. Here we go. Saints and Falcons. And once again, Taysom Hill is starting for New Orleans. Possibly his last game starting. Alright, with Atlanta, Julio Jones is good to go. Todd Gurley is good to go. Now, when this Atlanta team is fully healthy, that's kind of when they play their worst offensive football. It's real bizarre. When Todd Gurley is out, when Julio Jones is out, and Calvin Ridley is like their only kind of key weapon, they win those games, which is, it doesn't make any sense, right? So Atlanta with everybody healthy, it's a little concerning, actually. I haven't really been a big fan of what Matt Ryan has been doing these last couple weeks. He's struggling to score in the red zone. He's turning it over in the red zone. Not any good. They're having to settle for long field goals to put up points. It's not that good of an offense. I think I was a big proponent of this Atlanta offense really since week 1 all the way to like week 10, and then I've really slowly been falling off this Atlanta team. Where I have seen other people really start buying into Atlanta, I'm really falling off. So I'm selling my Atlanta stock here. Now, the only big green flag I think Atlanta has over New Orleans this time around, they faced 2 weeks ago, folks, with Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill played absolutely brilliant against Atlanta. Now, Atlanta gets tape on him. They know what he does. Now they're going to be able to figure him out a little bit and shut him down. So I don't know if Taysom Hill is going to have as good of a game as he did last week, but I think that the Saints defense is going to carry them to a win this week. That's why I do like the Saints straight up, and we are kind of going to swallow the points in our picks. It's not a lot of points to swallow, and I definitely think this Saints defense is stepping up. This is, the Saints defense these last kind of 2 weeks have been brilliant. The Saints defense that I knew all along what they can do, they're finally starting to show it a little bit. Taysom Hill, he had one game of greatness throwing the ball 2 weeks ago against Atlanta, and then last week he didn't throw the ball that well. So we'll see how his arm's going to look today. We'll see if Atlanta's game plan did better for him this time around, fixed their mistakes on their first meeting. But I'm going to go here with the Saints defense. I don't trust this Atlanta offense anymore, folks. I'm off of them. I'm selling my Atlanta offensive stock. Not good. So we'll take the Saints straight up. -3 gets a little shaky there, but we will endorse -3. I don't think Atlanta puts up that many points this week, folks. I don't think so. All right, here we go. In the first half, Atlanta is over 10.5 points. Not in love with that. Saints are over 12.5 points. Not in love with that either. I don't know. I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. I think Atlanta figures out what Taysom Hill does, shuts him down. I think the Saints defense shuts down Matt Ryan, and this is kind of a low scoring, kind of a dogfight, last second kind of score wins it, and we'll go Saints. So Saints with the win. We'll endorse -3. Alrighty, Bengals and Dolphins, and this is a little interesting. All right, this spread started at Dolphins -11.5, and then there was news kind of on Friday that Brian Flores was not naming his starting quarterback, so the line dropped to -10.5. And then Tua's agent went on Twitter and said that the agent is flying to Miami to watch Tua play. So that gave everybody, Tua's actually starting. So yes, Tua's starting this week, and the line is still at -10.5. Make of that what you will. I don't know what that means. Maybe y'all do. Because that means to me that maybe they felt Vegas thinks that Ryan Fitzpatrick is a better quarterback than Tua. And maybe so. I mean, one's been in the league 14 years. One's been in the league for half a season and has played a quarter of a season. So make of it what you will. But Dolphins -10.5, and we still like it. This Dolphins defense is going to absolutely shut down this Bengals team. Swallow the points here, folks. Yeah, Tua may not be that great, and he hasn't proved that he can drive down the field himself when he starts at the 25 and has to go 75 yards for the score. He hasn't proven that he can do that yet, so we can't say that he can do that. So we're still waiting for that. But this is the perfect time to do it. The Bengals are trash offensively and defensively. Tua should have no problem here. Our defense should have a field day here with the Bengals. I mean, I'm talking 3 turnovers at least. So take the Dolphins -10.5. This Bengals team is not putting up more than 10 points, and I think the Dolphins can easily score 24 points. So 24-10's the final. That's 14-point win right there. We've got the Dolphins -10. That's a win, folks. 10 is less than 14. You hit the bet. You hit it. So we love the Dolphins here just based on their defense. If the Dolphins offense did not step foot on this field, I would still take Dolphins -10.5. Our defense can score ourselves. We don't need our offense. So I love the Dolphins here at home. Easy opponent. Good momentum building win here at home. I think the Dolphins take advantage of it all day. We've got a good culture here in Miami. Good head coach. He'll have our heads right for this game here. Alrighty, here we go. Jaguars and Vikings, and this is what we did on our Friday show. We did it, our first ever investigative pick, and this is the game that we looked at. We looked at Mike Glennon. How was he looking? When we looked at him on Wednesday, the throws were very high in the fourth quarter. Then we came back on Friday, kind of watched him, through the first three quarters. How were they scoring? And he was still a little bit inaccurate, but the fact that the Jaguars were slinging the ball down the field showed that they had confidence in what Mike Glennon can do and weren't playing ultra conservative. And that's something that I really liked about Jaguars last week. Now, the Jaguars are getting 10, and we're gonna trust Mike Glennon here and take Jaguars plus 10. I do understand that this Vikings offense has been very good since the bye. Kirk Cousins has looked like a new Kirk Cousins. Delvin Cook is looking vintage Delvin Cook, and they're putting up decent amount of points. Now, last week, Kirk Cousins fumbles for a touchdown. Delvin Cook fumbles for a touchdown. That makes the game against the Panthers a little bit closer than what it actually should be. I understand all that, but I think Mike Glennon can keep this game close. I don't know if the Jaguars win, but we're getting 10 here with Mike Glennon. I think he has the ability. They trust him to move the ball down the field on drives. They're not dinking and dunking. They're going down the field vertically, so that definitely helps out your offense. And this Jaguars team has trust in Mike Glennon, and we're going to trust him again here this week with the 10 points. This Vikings team, yes, they're good, but I don't know, man. They always kind of make some mistakes somewhere, offensively or defensively. They're not totally buttoned up. I mean, before the bye, Kirk Cousins was turning the ball over, 2 times every single game, not looking good. Then after the bye, they started to run the ball a lot more, taking the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. But, even last week, he played really well, and he still fumbled for a touchdown. So still something always happens to these Vikings team. Even when they're playing very good offensively, something is going to happen, and we're going to trust the Jaguars here. Give us a 10. They may not win, but Mike Glennon, he kept it close last week. I think he can keep it close again this week as well. We'll take the 10. Let's see what these points by half are for these teams. Let's see what we give the Vikings. Jaguars get 9.5, and I really I like this, folks. Here it is, the best bet of the week, folks, right here. Jaguars over 9.5 points. Touchdown, field goal, bingo, 10 points and over. You win the bet. This is pretty solid here. Jaguars, let's see what they did last week against the Browns. What did they do in the first quarter, or the first half? Let's see if I can bring up this game really quickly. Here it is. Nope, that's Bengals. Other wrong orange team. Unfortunate. Did I not have it up? Once again, unfortunate. All right. Let's see here. Was that week 12? And I went to week 11. Classic. We're going to get it quick. Here we go. Oh, I brought it all the way over here. That's where it is. All right, here it is. What did they do in the first half? Last week, Jacksonville put up 13 points. Fantastic. Touchdown, 2 field goals. That's exactly what you're looking for. So they scored on their second drive and their third drive, putting up 6. And then they put up the touchdown. So they put up 13 points in how many minutes? They were looking at about 5 minutes left in the first half, so plenty of time, extra drive. So I actually definitely endorse that. Jacksonville over 9.5. This is a stream exclusive, folks. If you are watching right now, take advantage. Jacksonville over 9.5 points in the first half. This is a lock, folks. Ooh, I absolutely love it, folks. Mike Glennon, come on. The man was slinging it. They're airing it out. They're taking the chances down the field last week. I think they keep it up here. And then the Vikings over 15.5. I definitely don't like that. Do not take anything over 13.5, folks, because then you have to score touchdowns. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking at touchdown, field goal, touchdown, 2 field goals. You can't rely on touchdowns every time because teams don't do it, folks. They'll kill you. Alrighty, let's move on. Ooh, I love that. Jacksonville over 9.5. Damn, I love it. I might end the show early and start. What do I got? 27 minutes to try and make it to a casino real quick. Might have to cut the show a little early. Alrighty, let's move on. Colts and Texans, and I know I just said at the top of the show I'm kind of off on this Colts team, But I'm also off on this Texans team. They lost 2 wide receivers. That's the only reason why I like the Texans, because of their wide receiver depth. Now they take that away. They're just an average team now, and I do not like it. They're an average team with no head coach. I do not like it. So, yes, the Texans were good on Thanksgiving Day, but who's not going to be here? Who did work on Thanksgiving Day? Will Fuller, who used PEDs. He ate some bad turkey, and he played great, so maybe it was actually some good turkey. But yeah, we're not trusting the Texans here. Deshaun Watson has limited pieces. There's no more Kenny Stills. There's no more Will Fuller for the rest of the season. We can't trust this Texans team offensively anymore, folks. Now, this Colts team has been getting destroyed defensively these last couple of weeks. I mean, the defense has been giving up. I mean, they gave up 40 against the Titans. They gave up 30-something to the Packers a couple weeks ago. So, this is supposed to be a good Colts defense, right? I mean, this is all we keep hearing about. They're number 3 in points. They're number 4 in pass. They're number 2 in rushing. They're 4 overall, blah, blah, blah. We don't see that, folks. So you can tell me all you want, but I'm not seeing it on a weekly basis. So with all that being said, I think the Colts defense steps up a little bit this week. Texans are depleted offensively. And this Colts team, they've kind of been decent offensively. They kept up pace with the Titans 2 weeks ago. They kept up pace with the Packers last week, or 2 weeks ago. Titans 3 weeks ago. And last week. I mean, they faced them 2 times in the last 3 weeks. So, gonna expect Phillip Rivers of a bounce-back game this week. Colts got absolutely destroyed last week against the Titans, correct? Is that correct? All these teams facing like 2 times in a 3-week span, it's throwing me off a little bit. Yeah, so, I mean, look at this. They gave up 45 against the Titans. I don't think the Texans are going to do that this week. I think the Texans had the ability to put up 45 points if Kenny Stills and Will Fuller were on the Texans still, but they're not. So this Texans team, they don't have a running game, so all they can do is pass, and there's less weapons to pass to now, folks. This is all what it's coming down to. We like the Colts here. The defense shuts down the Texans offense. Phillip Rivers gets it done a little bit. Help with their running back nines. That man has been absolutely kind of destroying teams himself. So love the Colts here. This is one of our locks. No, it's one of our 99% guarantees, just because we're not sure. We believe in Phillip Rivers, but, I mean, we believe in Phillip Rivers for this week and this week only. I mean, next week it's up in the air that he's probably going to be trash again. But we're going to count that this week he gets it done, and we like the Colts -3. Let's see what these points by team in the first half are. Anything good here? We got Texans over 10.5. I don't even like that, really. This one probably hits, but I still don't. I have to see how well this Texans team is going to rebound by dropping 2 of their top 2 wide receivers. Colts over 13.5. Once again, I'm trusting Phillip Rivers to win the game. Not going to trust him to come out here in the first quarter and be good too. Take your time, Phillip. Just win the game. That's what we're going to count on this week. Okay, I mean, asking him to be good in the first quarter or the first half, really, and to try to close it out in the second half is a little too much, in my opinion, to ask of Phillip Rivers. So we'll just ask him just to be good kind of late in the game and close it out. Take your time, Phillip. Move at your own pace this game. Alrighty, then we got Lions and Bears, and we already covered this one, correct? Because, yeah, this one flipped around with us. This one started at the second game, and then when we refreshed the page, came all the way down here. So we already covered that one. Alrighty, now we got Giants and Seahawks, and once again, folks, we're going to swallow the points. We love the Seahawks, and this one has climbed half a point. Seahawks started at, looks like, -10. Now it's -10.5. Once again, I swallowed these points. Giants, they're not starting Daniel Jones. It's Colt McCoy, so this offense is not going to be as good as it usually is. And this Giants defense isn't that good either. I mean, this Giants team is kind of like the Browns. They haven't faced anybody good. And they've still only won 4 games. So I do like it when Daniel Jones is playing. He's getting better every single week. Jason Garrett's doing fantastic as an offensive coordinator. But Colt McCoy, we kind of watched him on Wednesday. He wasn't looking good. They ran a lot of dink and dunk when he came in. That's to be expected with a backup quarterback coming in mid-game to dink and dunk. But we're not going to trust him here in Seattle against the Seattle's defense that's getting better. I mean, I already liked the Seahawks defense since kind of week 1 because of their bend but don't break mentality. Now Now they're not even starting to bend. They're fixing their bending problem. Absolutely fantastic. Russell Wilson is still not turning the ball over, and there's nobody on this Giants team that's going to pick off Russell Wilson. I'll knock on wood, but there's no real talent here on this Giants defense. Not too much. I think they do have somebody. Not somebody that's going to pick off Russell Wilson, though. But they may have one piece defensively, but overall, nothing too great. Giants, not a good road team, and they're going to possibly the worst road team location. Giants have to go all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, all the way up there to Washington. I mean, this is kind of an easy one, folks. This is why it's our lock. Swallow the points. I know I don't like swallowing points either, but we're going to make an exception because it's Russell Wilson, it's Pete Carroll, it's Chris Carson, it's DK Metcalf, it's Jamal Adams. What more do you need against a NFC East team, folks? Come on, let's be a little sensible here. Swallow the points. This is gonna hit all day. Let's see what we get on our points by a team in the first half. What do we got here? Giants over 7.5, and once again, I don't like it. I don't trust Colt McCoy to move the ball. They're not going to be able to move the ball. Not gonna happen. Seahawks over 14.5. That's over my 13.5 rule to never go over. So we're gonna stay away from it. But we love the Seahawks. They'll cover minus 10.5. No big deal. They probably win by 20, folks. I would bet this one all the way up. Do an alternative line spread here. Go all the way up to Seattle minus 20.5. So you catch that hook, the 21 hook. They'll win by 3 touchdowns. You bet them all the way up to minus 20.5, and you're looking at plus 325. Those are great odds, folks. You put 100 on that, you're winning $325. I mean, you're profiting $320, folks. That's pretty good. So, yeah, Seahawks minus 20.5. I would buy it all the way up to that, folks. Truly, this Giants team is not going to put up any points. They're just not. Alrighty, 20 minutes away from kickoff, and we got a couple more games to go here, so let's kick it into overdrive. Let's get these last games covered so we can get you out of here on time to enjoy your full Sunday day of football, because we're going to be doing it here, folks. We've got multiple screens, multiple games, getting us ready to break them all down tomorrow for you guys. Alrighty. Here we are, Rams and Cardinals, and the more I think about this one, the more and more I love the Cardinals here. We put this one on our 99% guarantee, Cardinals plus 2.5. It's still Cardinals plus 2.5. This Rams offense is not that good. They're not consistent. They're decent. They've got a good quarterback, Jared Goff. He's pretty good. He's solid. They've got great receivers, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. They got Sean McVay, good head coach, smart head coach. Everybody thought this was a messiah, folks. Everyone was like acting like this man was the second coming of Jesus his first year. So can we all relax on calling, him trash and like a bad play caller? Can we all relax? But this Rams offense, it just doesn't get it done consistently. And this Cardinals team, it may have felt like a little cheated last week. They may be feeling like they should have won that game, which they probably should have beaten New England last week. If you watched the game, we broke it down. They missed a field goal. They give up a 3rd and 10, late hit out of bounds. That really wasn't late hit out of bounds. Moves the Patriots into Cardinals territory for an easy go-ahead game-winning field goal that the Cardinals missed themselves. So they're kicking themselves a little bit. Their defense is pretty good at home. This is a good home defense, and this Rams team offensively, I think they're going to get locked up. I mean, yes, this Rams defense is good as well, but what did Nick Mullins do last week? They let Nick Mullins on the road do 24 points. Fantastic. That's all the Cardinals need to do this week, because this Rams team cannot put up more than 23 points consistently, folks, or really at all. I think they scored more than like 24 points like twice this season. Doesn't impress me. They're so hit and miss. I mean, even when everything went right, folks, they only put up 27 points against the Bucs. I mean, that's their ceiling. Whatever they did against the Bucs, that is their ceiling. Jared Goff threw for over 300 yards. They had 2 wide receivers with 150 yards receiving. That's their ceiling. Whatever they put up against the Bucs, I'll look at it right now because I have to know. I think it is 27 points. I think it is 27. Let's get this official number. 27, exactly. That's their ceiling. They will never score more than 27 points, and we know Kyler Murray, he has the ability to put up 30 if he wanted to. By going to DeAndre Hopkins every single time, they can put up 30 points whenever they want. So we're going to take the Cardinals team. They're at home. They'll face again in 2 weeks' time. I mean, folks, a lot of teams facing, division opponents 2 weeks out. They'll face them 1 week, take a week off, and then they're back at it next week. So this is what we get here with Rams Cardinals. We'll see them in 2 weeks. But I think the Cardinals, they may not steal this first meeting, but this game's going to be close because this Rams team is not going to put up any points. They don't score, folks. That's really all we need to say about this team. Rams don't score. Cardinals are getting points. That's all you need to know. We'll take Cardinals plus 2.5. They're coming off of a not good loss last week. As for points by team in the first half, Cardinals are over 10.5. Rams are over 12.5. I don't like the Rams. Cardinals, I would take this one. I would take the Cardinals over 10.5. I think that's a solid bet right there. That's solid. All right, let's keep on going. Eagles, Packers. Packers -8. We love it. We love it. We love it. Carson Wentz, he's trash, folks. He's not good. This Eagles team is imploding. There's talks of moving off of Carson Wentz this season and letting Jalen Hurts get his feet wet. I don't think Jalen Hurts is good. I didn't like him in college. I don't know how he's faring here in practice and how he's looking and adjusting to the NFL speed. Probably not too good. But they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they move off of Carson Wentz, there's really no way they can go back to him next season if they start Jalen Hurts. So they're kind of in a pickle. When do we sit him? Do we give him another chance? All of this. He's still turning the ball over way too much, 2 times every game, folks. It's getting a little much. The Eagles really rely on the running game. If they don't get an explosive run, they don't score. Carson Wentz cannot get going until there is an explosive run play. So if they get the explosive run play early, the Eagles may be able to make it a game. If they never get that explosive run play, this is going to be a big blowout, which I expect is going to happen. We get Aaron Rodgers, who is now making their final push. This Packers team is now making their final push into that number 1 seed of the NFC. This Packers team knows that they probably can't lose another game now. Saints have 2 losses. Packers have 3. So they're a game behind out of that kind of first place spot. They know they got Seattle on their tail as well. If this Packers team loses another game, there's probably no chance that they get that number 1 seed. And Aaron Rodgers knows he needs that number 1 seed to get home field advantage. They were 13-3 last year. They had to go to the 49ers. And what happened? They got obliterated. They could not do anything offensively. They could not stop the 49ers defensively either. So this Packers team knows how valuable that number 1 pick is. And this Packers team, they can put up points. This Packers team has no problem putting up 40 pieces on you. They'll drop a 40 piece on you, no problem. No note of forgiveness after that. No call, the day after saying, we're kind of sorry we dropped 40 on you. Sorry, but it had to be done. So this Packers team, they'll do it. There's no remorse. It's just how bored is Aaron Rodgers going to get. That's all it is going to come down to, folks. When Aaron Rodgers starts getting bored, when they're up 14-0, if they get up to 17-0, a big lead, they start to kind of get wild in their play calling and start not really caring about scoring or the game awareness or game situations, and then they kind of let the other team get back into the game. So we'll see what we get here. Last week, it really kind of, solidified that the Packers are kind of getting over that. We saw the Packers get kind of lazy the last 3 weeks, ending last week against the Bears. They really kind of showed out on primetime TV. So we like the Packers here. We loved what they did last week. I think they carried over. I think they're moving. I think a lot of teams this week are moving into kind of focusing on that number 1 seed. Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans. Watch all these teams start to really elevate their level of play for the back half of the season, folks. So I love the Seahawks to blow out the Giants. I love the Packers to blow out the Eagles today because both these teams, they know they're chasing the Saints there for the number 1 seed in the NFC. So love the Packers here. We'll swallow the 8. We can't trust Carson Wentz at home. We can't trust him on the road. We can't trust him at all. Now, if Jalen Hurts gets into the game, who knows what the heck is going to happen there. So hopefully Carson Wentz can stay in as much as he can, because when he's in, we know there's no threat of Eagles plus 8. There's no threat of that. All right, let's look at points by half in the first half. Let's see what these are. Let's see if we get any good value here with the Packers. Not going to take over 9.5 with the Eagles, as I just said. I mean, I literally said it every single sentence. We cannot trust Carson Wentz. I said that after everything I said. So we're not going to trust that. Packers over 13.5. Possibly. You're still counting on the 2 touchdowns, though. This Eagles defense was pretty decent last week. It was pretty solid. But I still think they can't put up any points. So I'd probably stay away from both of those. Alrighty, Patriots and Chargers, and the more I think about this game, the more I like this Patriots team, folks. Patriots are very good at home. On the road, little worse. But this Chargers team, I mean, folks, how many more chances do they need to win a game? I mean, they had 3 chances last week and scored 3 points on 3 turnovers. They don't win the close games. We're not going to trust them here against this Patriots defense. Are you kidding me? Justin Herbert against this Patriots defense? Not going to be a good day for Justin Herbert. So, love the Patriots here, and we're getting 2 points, Love it. I think Cam Newton has a decent game. He hasn't shown us anything good. As long as he's not turning the ball over, the Patriots should be fine this week. Chargers, they'll keep the game close. If they have a lead, they'll blow it. If they don't have the lead, they won't win either. So get a lead, don't get a lead. The outcome of the game is still going to be the same. Chargers lose. Chargers will lose the game. That's it. So take the Patriots +2. Bill Belichick, you think Bill Belichick's going to let a rookie quarterback beat his team? I don't think so. Patriots love him here. I absolutely love him. Ooh, love the Patriots, folks. Patriots +2. Give me the points. Bill Belichick and points. Are you out of your mind? I'm taking it. What's Patriots over in the first half, too? Let's see what that is. Do we like that? Over 10.5? No, I don't like that. I don't trust Cam Newton with 10.5 points. Alrighty, here we go. Let's finish these out. Broncos and Chiefs. And yes, the Chiefs are going to blow out the Broncos. Broncos on the road are not good. We've seen this. Broncos on the road cannot even start scoring offensively until the fourth quarter. I mean, that's when Drew Lock gets going on the road. And then when he gets going in the fourth quarter, he's already had 3 interceptions, so it doesn't matter. Chiefs are going to blow out the Broncos, folks. Blow them out. They're going to blow them out. -13.5, -20.5, -30.5. Can we go all the way up to Chiefs -30.5? I mean, this Broncos team is finally getting their quarterbacks back. That's probably the only green flag for the Broncos. They're like, finally, we can try to score offensively. But even when they're going to try to do that, Drew Lock's going to turn the ball over. So it's going to be a mute point from there. Let's see what we get. How funny is this, folks? How funny is this? Let me do this real quick. Last week, Broncos' first half points were over 3.5 because they had no quarterback. They couldn't even hit that, so that was funny. But now this week, they're 8.5 points. So a quarterback for the Broncos is only figured of 5 points. That's not that good. That's pretty low. So that's pretty funny to me. Let's see what we get here. How much can we buy the Chiefs up to? -26.5. That's it. Unfortunate. But +480 though, folks. So y'all can do the math here. It's real simple. You put $100 on it, you win $480 profit. You walk away with $580 with your original 100. Pretty good, solid bet there. I would take Chiefs -26.5. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Tyreek Hill against this Broncos defense on the road. This Broncos defense is good at home, but they're not good on the road, folks. Not good on the road. So Tyreek Hill, what did he have? 260 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns last week. Expect him to double that. He's got Tyreek Hill. If you're a fantasy member, you can bet this. He will have 400 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. Tyreek Hill, he'll win an award for his performance this week, folks. Truly. Primetime game too. You don't think Andy Reid wants to stunt a little bit? He's been waiting for primetime TV to stunt on a team. This is the team you can do it against. The Denver Broncos. Stunt on them, Andy. Stunt on them, Patrick. Stunt on them, Tyreek Hill. Stunt on them, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let's see him get back into the mix. All right. 8 minutes away from kickoff. We'll just go through these Mondays and Tuesday games real quickly. We'll talk more about them tomorrow and Monday on the tomorrow and Tuesday on the show. So come back, please. Twitch.tv/TakesByFans. Alrighty, the last 3 games: Washington and Steelers. Steelers should win this game, no problem. Now I think Washington can definitely make it a little bit competitive. I think I do like Washington +7 here. Ron Rivera. I mean, everybody's buying into him. The man was fighting cancer while coaching. If you don't buy into that, I don't know what to tell you. You probably shouldn't be playing football in the first place. So I think Washington's going to keep it close, but this Steelers defense, I mean, Alex Smith, he's not looking that good. Expect him to turn the ball over a lot. This game's probably going to go the way the Ravens game went, kind of close. And then, the Ravens stop scoring points, so the Steelers pull away. Maybe a last-second score makes it a little bit closer than what it actually was. I mean, the Ravens didn't put up 14 points last week, folks. They put up 7. Don't let them fool you. So Steelers, they'll get the win, possibly close. I think I like Washington +7. Bills, 49ers. I don't know what to make of this 49ers team. I love everybody buying in. Kyle Shanahan, this is how you know he's a good coach, when he was able to go division rival against the Rams last week on the road and win with Nick Mullins. Richard Sherman's back for the 49ers. That's not good for Josh Allen, folks. He'll turn the ball over a couple of times here. I think I like the 49ers this week. I don't know, primetime TV, this is going to be a good one. Josh Allen on primetime TV, do I rip him apart on Tuesday, or do I forgive him and go a little easy on him? I think I'm going to go hard on him if he performs bad, which he probably will. And that leads us to the Tuesday night game, or Tuesday day game. No, Tuesday night. 8 o'clock. Absolutely fantastic. We're not getting another 5 o'clock bullshit or 3:30 bullshit game. Primetime TV Tuesday. Love it, love it, love it. All right, here we go. Cowboys Ravens. Cowboys are absolutely trash. Mike McCarthy should have been fired 2 weeks ago. Zeke should have been let go, even though you just paid him $90 million. They're not performing well. When you're not stepping up, Zeke, he's probably the one I'm most disappointed there in Dallas. How the heck do you not step up now that you're the number one? With you and Dak, everyone's like, oh no, Zeke's the number one, no, Dak's the number one, and then Jerry's like, I think Zeke's the number one, so I'm going to pay him first, and then he's fumbling on every key drive in every key game. Come on. Cannot trust this Cowboys team. Won't trust them with 8.5 points. I'll take the Ravens -8.5. They're mad. I mean, this Ravens team is upset. They were getting clowned on social media and everybody in the league, clowning them for their COVID outbreak. The Steelers game, that was close. They felt they probably could have won the game. Maybe a bad call there. We saw John Harbaugh bark, at the refs at the end of the first half on, last week when they were facing the Steelers because, the ball management, the time management, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they probably felt that they got cheated a little bit. But at the end of the day, this Ravens team, they're getting back healthy. Everybody's over their COVID. Lamar Jackson's back. Their 2 running backs, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, they'll be good. Now, Mark Andrews, I don't know if he's going to be good to go. I don't think he is. Now, that is definitely going to hurt them offensively. But this Cowboys team on the road on Tuesday, you think Mike McCarthy's going to have this team ready to go on a Tuesday? Mike McCarthy's probably getting a massage on a Tuesday. He's like, I can't cancel the massage, folks. Y'all just going on without me because I got a massage waiting for me on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Sorry, I can't make it to the game. So, Ravens -8.5. We love it. Alrighty. That is going to do it for us. We are 4 minutes away from kickoff, so we're going to wrap it up. We're out of here. Enjoy your full day of football. We'll be doing that here. Hopefully, you guys can make some money on my picks. Hopefully, I'm making money as well. If I'm making money, y'all should be making money too. So, we're going to be out of here. Enjoy your day of football. That's really it. We'll be back tomorrow to break down everything that we just seen today. So, that's what we got tomorrow. Twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Takes by fans everywhere, folks. Alrighty, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in.